Well, hello everyone. I hope you're all safe and well, and that's Bob the rooster. He lets us know he's here every once in a while. Anyway, I hope you're all safe and well and staying home and doing what you're supposed to do during this pandemic. It's a terrible thing, but we have to get on about our lives. So I'm going to go ahead and change the plugs in this HHR. This gives me something to do while I'm staying home, and I do believe it needs it. The car has needed a lot of repairs, very high mileage, and been neglected for a long time, even though it was a one owner. So here we go. I'm going to start by removing this air cleaner. Basically, you pull up in the back. It's on two grommets, and that loosens that part up. There's a clamp that goes around this hose here. You can get to it right here with a screwdriver, or you can use a socket wrench with a 5/16 socket on it. You only have to loosen it. Once you get the clamp loosened enough, you need to pull it off the air cleaner from the front. And the one thing holding it would be the cable that goes to mass airflow sensor. And it looks like this. Very easy to take loose. You just push on this tab right here, push down, pull back. Leave this where you can find it so you don't forget to hook it back up. Then now you're able to remove the air cleaner assembly, exposing the top of the cylinder head and the spark plugs. I like to always shove a rag down in there to keep things from going in, falling in, just a safety precaution. I never did get to cleaning the top of this engine, so while I got a part like this, it is really dirty down in there. The shadows, well, the shadows do not allow you to see the extent of the dirt. But you can see with this cob light, it's a mess. So I do not want that going down into the cylinders when I pull the plugs. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and clean the top of this up and then blow it off with air. Help dry it. What I need to do next is take the coils off of the spark plugs. This is called a coil on plug. There's no spark plug wires. These connectors are the same style as what was on the mass airflow sensor. They have just a little push down lever, and then you pull, you push down and push back on this one. This lever here is missing, so it tells me that someone has replaced the plugs at one point in time. There's still a little water. They got a little rubber boot around them, seal them off pretty good. We're the middle of summer here in Arizona. These things would dry out so quick. Okay, next thing I need to do is take these bolts loose and pull the coils off of each cylinder. I'm going to go ahead and remove these coil packs on each cylinder with a 10mm socket, and these are on at 89 inch-pounds, so they're really not all that tight. Come back here. I hate it when the socket stays on there. I'm using a little 1/4 inch adapter on a 3/8. I'm using a 1/4 inch adapter to a 10mm socket on a 3/8 drive. They should pull right out, but the boot might. There we go. And this is what you have. The book recommends a little dielectric grease around that. Come right out. All right. In addition, you might look at each one of these and inspect them for oil leakage. If you get a lot of oil around these, it's going to go into the plugs, and you don't want that. I'm going to be using a regular 5/8 spark plug socket and just a 3/8 drive ratchet wrench with a long extension. These are in at 15 foot-pounds of torque, so they should not be all that difficult to break loose. But they are. So I'm going to have to get some gloves. I'm going to remove one plug at a time and replace it. And that way I won't be leaving my cylinders open to anything that could blow in, crawl in, fly in, whatever. Because there ain't no dust in Arizona. Well, there isn't any right now. We had a lot of rain. But there are a lot of bugs. So I broke this one loose off camera. And I need to go slow with it. It does seem really tight. I don't know why they would put the plugs in so tight. It definitely is not 15 foot-pounds, whatever they put these in at. I wonder if the person that put these in does not like Chevys. You know, that's always a possibility. Now let's see if I got the right plugs, because I will tell you, a lot of times I order parts way ahead of when I'm going to put them in, and these plugs I ordered, oh my God, months ago before the pandemic. So by doing that, a lot of times I get the wrong parts. I can't send them back. It's something like 30-90 days. Okay, so here's the AC Delco plugs that I'm using, and I gapped them at 44. It's a AC Delco rapid fire. Part number is 125699190. GM AC Delco part number 41-981. And they are in at 15 foot-pounds of torque. They look like they'll fit to me. So I'm really fond of a little anti-seize on plugs, but the book recommends not to do that, the shop manual. So I'm going to go ahead and put a drop or two of synthetic motor oil. Now you can use a piece of vacuum line hose on the end of the spark plug, and if you start to cross thread it, the hose will spin and you won't cross thread your plug. 15 foot-pounds of torque. Okay. And sometimes your spark plug socket stays on the plug. So if your spark plug socket stays with the plug, dig out your Harbor Freight long reach, long nose pliers that you bought maybe 10 years ago and dig it out. No problem. Okay, now you can put the coil pack in. Book recommends a little dielectric grease in here, keep from arcing. So if you have some, you can put a little in there. I just stick my finger in there and roll it around. That might work. Turn it the proper way. going to run this down a little bit with this wrench here, making sure not to over tighten it. Okay, now, shop manual says 89 inch-pounds. Okay, it isn't very much. It isn't very much. Reconnect. Here, click. Number 1 is done. Now I'm going to go on to number 2, 3, 4 and do the same procedure. Okay, I just remembered something very important. I'm right here in the middle of number 2, taking it loose. What you want to do is do this job when the engine is stone cold. You don't want it warm because you could strip the head out, threads out of the head. So I wanted to tell you all that. This is number 2 plug. I'd say it's seen better days, wouldn't you? Here's what number 3 plug looks like, and if you change the plugs in your HHR, you can kind of compare. I think these have been in a long time. Here's number 4 plug. Okay, I'm just finishing up the number 4 plug. I've got number 2 and number 3 done. You notice I put some electrical tape around this one to help hold it in. It's pretty strong by itself, but if I was to go hunt up a cable tie, it'd probably be better. But electrical tape, I knew where it was handy. So here we go on this one, 15 foot-pounds. Trying to hold the extension as straight as I can while I'm doing this. Okay, that's it on that one. Yep. Spark plug socket stuck on the plug. Yeah, got it. No trouble. Put a little dielectric grease. I'm using silicone, but it has dielectric properties. Put it around the inside of the boot a little bit. $10mm. I'm only using this wrench to pull it up. I'm only using this wrench to pull it up with because it will over torque it. Okay, 89 inch-pounds with this one. Right there. Snap the wire back on. I'd like to start it now, but I'm not going to because I want to put the air cleaner and everything else back on. I'm pretty confident in my work. Okay, let's see if she'll start up. Okay, she's a little noisy when she first starts because she has a lot of miles on her, but she sure sounds good when she gets going. So I think the job is a success, and until the next video, my videos may be a little later now that this pandemic is here. So until the next video, this is Steve for Cars, Trucks, and Detours saying watch your social distancing, stay indoors as much as you can. I mean, away from people. You don't have to be indoors, you just need to be away from people. And we get this pandemic stopped. If we don't stop it in the States, it's going to get worse, and we will not like what's coming. So good luck, everybody. Stay well. Me and Bob the Rooster now say bye for now.